E-commerce expansion myths blasted. Successful cross-border expansion help. Listen to the show to hear how one UK company is helping e-commerce sellers successfully expand into Europe and double their profits. Hosted by Andy Hooper of Global E-commerce Experts.
Okay, so good afternoon and welcome to the next edition of our webinar series. This week we're going to be talking about Dream 100. Absolutely crucial and critical for you to understand how to do this to help grow your e-commerce business here in the EU when you're launching. Now, actually, this is more relevant for every part of your business, not just the EU, but we see this as a critical step as one of the things that people really do to help them to expand into Europe. All right, and we see this as one of the critical drivers that helps you along that success pathway. So thank you very much for joining us. Here's what we're going to cover today. We're going to go through what it is, how to find yours, how to engage them, building those relationships, and then we're going to open up for questions after that. So really straightforward. This is leading on from the webinars we've done over the last couple of weeks where we've talked about websites, we've talked about building lists. This really starts to come to cement some of that information and really helps you to start driving your business forward. All right. So my name's Andy Hooper. I'm the host for this afternoon's webinar. It's part of our webinar series here at Global E-commerce Experts, where we run a webinar every Wednesday to help give you the valuable information you need to successfully expand into Europe. Thank you very much for giving up your valuable time. We know it's truly precious, so we value the fact that you've spent that time with us today. The webinar will probably be 20 to 30 minutes long. That's usually the aim. So that's what we're aiming for. There is an expanders group on Facebook, GE Expanders, where you can go where people that are expanding can find information. Use the hashtag expanders series. Now we've successfully expanded over 2,000 sellers now. So we know what it takes to help sellers to expand into the EU. We know what it doesn't take to expand into the EU. We know the trips and the hazards that people fall into. I've got over 10 years experience in e-commerce. I started off selling silicone watches on Amazon about 10 years ago. And ever since then, we've gone from strength to strength and done different things. And that's what's led us to here today, talking with you. Now today, yes, I'm the host, but doing most of the work, I'm going to be joined by one of our account managers who's well positioned to help you in one of these areas. So Dave, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes. Thank you very much, Dave. Do you want to give yourself everyone a little introduction, if that's okay?
Yeah, no worries. So I'm Dave. I've been working at GE for coming up to 2 years now. And as Andy says, I run on the kind of digital team here, and that kind of covers various things and covering managing accounts on Amazon, clients' accounts, but then also things like social media and email marketing and things like we're going to be talking to you to do about today.
Excellent. Yeah, so a great understanding of those Dream 100. Dave looks after some of the Dream 100 for Global E-commerce Experts. So you listening to this, you may have come through the pathway that we've built or Dave has built and engaged with, and various members of the team that have come through our Dream 100 to get you to us today. So it's important you understand there's a process, and whilst that's worked for us, we believe that's a fundamental skill for help growing sales on Amazon for you. All right, so this is part of our success pathway. So when you're launching in the EU, we believe there's 6 key steps that you need to go through in order to make it a success. So we've covered off the compliance side and all of these. So the compliance we've done, marketplace launch we've done, promotion we've done, and we're currently on the website and the Dream 100 part of that. So we're sort of 2/3 almost of the way through the webinar series. And in the next couple of webinars, we've got 2 more webinars of this series, which is one is the EU as a whole, which is Pan-EU, and talking about the Pan-EU program, which is Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Poland, and Czech Republic, VAT specific. And then the following week, we've got fulfillment. When should you start fulfilling yourself? What are the options? How does that work? And we're not going to do an individual webinar for fulfillment, storage, and FBA prep. We're going to bound that into one to give you those key snippets of information that you need. All right, so that's what we're looking to do in the webinar. This forms part of the success pathway. If you've missed any of the other webinars, they are available to see on YouTube, and you've got podcasts out there with that as well. So if you want to get back to some of those, you can listen to those there. So that's those information. But for now, we're going to crack on with the Dream 100. So Dave, over to you.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so as Andy said, you can catch up on all those other podcasts on our YouTube channel or all the podcast platforms. But we've spent the first kind of half of this webinar series, if you want to call it that, focusing on Amazon and talking about its specifics of pay-per-click, listing optimization, images, vouchers, and everything like that. But more recently, we've kind of talked about coming off of Amazon, moving away from Amazon with social platforms, e-commerce, store building, list building. And today we're going to be talking about Dream 100, which is another follow-up, which helps grow that. So that quote there at the top is really great, I think, and kind of encompasses Dream 100 great. The number of followers you have means nothing if you can't build a community of like-minded people who care and engage. And that's exactly what Dream 100 is. It's a form of relationship marketing that's solely about finding your top or ideal 100 people in your market or niche who are already selling to a warmed up audience and connecting with them, collaborating with them to grow your audience and get your name out there. So while it's a form of organic growth, there's no kind of paid aspect to it. Or affiliation with these Dream 100, it can work as kind of a fast track to really boost your business and grow exponentially, because you're not just engaging with these 100 people you've selected, you're also engaging with their audiences. So if all of these 100 have 100 followers, that's 1,000 people you can be reaching by doing this. And I'm just using 100 as an example. Some could have much more. So it's a really, really big method of getting your name out there. So the concept was kind of formed by somebody called Chet Holmes, and he talked about it in the book, The Ultimate Sales Machine. And in here, he talks about how he was able to use this Dream 100 method to double the sales of his magazine for 3 years running. And Russell Brunson is he's a huge advocate of Dream 100, and he religiously talks about it in all of his kind of manners of things he talks about. And Expert Secrets, another book he wrote, is something that really touches on that. So if you really want to get clued up on them, I'd suggest go ahead and read those to really go for the next extra mile. But talking about finding your Dream 100, if we just go over to the next slide here. We now know what it is, but how do you go about finding who your Dream 100 is? Those top 100 people who share your audience and can be like mutually beneficial to work with. Now, the first thing that's absolutely essential to kind of identify when you're trying to find your top 100 is that they have to share your kind of company's values and beliefs. They have to share your ideal client. That's huge, or ideal customer. And finally, the relationship that you form can't just be beneficial to you. It needs to be mutually beneficial for the two businesses, the two people, but also beneficial to your clients and their customers. So now you've probably already got people who might be springing to mind when I'm talking about this, who are in your circles who kind of meet this criteria. But another thing to kind of consider is their size. Now, it's kind of immediately tempting to think, oh, I know somebody who's in my industry and they have millions of followers. If I put them on my Dream 100, that will really help me blow up. But the truth is, doing Dream 100 on someone that size, you're just going to be lost in their thousands of comments that they get on their posts every day, I'm sure. And another thing is, if they're that big and maybe you're a bit smaller, maybe that's not quite the right fit. It's really important that you need to be realistic with who you're engaging with. They need to really fit with your beliefs, your ideals, and your customer, and also kind of your size and things like that, to make sure the relationship kind of works. But that also means don't set your sights too low. You want to make sure you're picking people who have an existing audience already. That's part of the work with Dream 100. You want to have some of the legwork done for you, and then build off of that. So if they're too small, you might be unheard by engaging with them, or it might just be a waste of time. So if you have social media pages already, it's a great place to start. You can use relevant hashtags to your industry or to your product even, or your product category, to find similar businesses and companies with clients in the same niche that can really help you grow. So an example is we partner with First Choice Shipping, a company you may well have heard of, either from us or on your own during your expansions. And this is a perfect example of how Dream 100 work with us. They handle the shipping of products, and we handle kind of VAT and assisting sellers expand internationally. So while our audiences cross over, our services don't. So we don't tread on each other's toes too well there, but we are able to form an amazing relationship where we're able to provide their clients with something that we can offer, and they're able to provide our clients something that we can offer, so we can refer each other clients, and that's the kind of the relationship we've built. So that's what makes it a perfect partnership for us to, and that's what started as a Dream 100 for us, and engaging with them on social media and things like that, and growing to the partnership that it is today. And that just shows how powerful it can be, I suppose. But that can also be said for many Amazon clients. Following their brand accounts on social media and engaging with them has led to some real meaningful relationships. That has led to some amazing opportunities, whether it's having them on our podcast to share stories of their Amazon success, or maybe their struggles with Amazon, so that our listeners can gain information and value from that. Whilst also we're providing them with help, we're getting their name out to our listeners. It's a mutually beneficial kind of relationship we've done there, and that's been built on the back of engaging with them regularly on social platforms and building that and forming that relationship. So we've got a little template here of what we kind of have as our Dream 100. I think it's very important to not have all of your Dream 100 on the same platform. It can be pretty tempting and easy to just choose 100 people on Instagram. But I think it's good to get a varied range of different people from across different platforms and kind of sectors. You see, we've got here 10 different platforms. They're not all platforms, but different sectors along the top. Some varied social platform, but then also just US sellers, meetups, events, industry influencers. So we've got 10 along the top there. So actually we only need to get 10 people in each one to make up our 100. So I'm very aware that obviously this is very much focused on what we use, but and yours may look very different. But that's a great template to maybe go away and change the things along the top and create your Dream 100 from something that looks a bit like that. So we've talked about what it is, how to find yours, but once you found yours, then what? So engaging with your Dream 100, you found out who they are, it's time to reach out. So Gary Vaynerchuk talks about a great method that goes hand in hand with Dream 100 called the 2 cents strategy. And now what that is if you followed all of your Dream 100 on a regular basis, you should check in with their accounts, see what they're posting, and leave a comment, or leave your 2 cents, as people say. And it's easy as that. But the key is it needs to be valuable. If the post is someone's podcast or blog, take some time to actually listen to it, read it. If it's a product, spend some time actually looking at it, its features, so that your comment can be thought-provoking and relevant to the post in question. It can't be spam. It's not going to work with Dream 100. You're not going to get anywhere doing that. Now, you've probably seen that as well. I know we've had it on our personal Instagram account and things on our business account, social pages. We get people who do comments like, great post, follow us back, or something even as less effort than that, as just a fire emoji. And it's very obvious that they've not read the post. They're not actually that interested. They've just copied and pasted a little comment, and they've probably thrown it on hundreds of different posts of people that they think are relevant. And that's exactly what not to do. You're not going to get anywhere doing that. You need to be doing this sort of thoughtful engagement every single day. And there are some kind of methods you can do on Instagram, I know, and Twitter, I know. You can create lists. So you could create your Dream 100 list. You could put all of your, whether it's 100 or 30 or however many people you have on that platform that are in your Dream 100, you can put them together in a list. And from that, you can filter kind of what you see and make it so that your feed is only people on that list. And that makes it really easy to go away and engage with your Dream 100 for that given day. If you carve out 10 minutes, 15 minutes, open up your list, and then you're scrolling through and you're engaging with their post. You're looking at what they've said, what they're talking about. And you can leave your comments, and you can know that everything that you're seeing is from people on your Dream 100. So you can just engage with it all. Yes, it's going to take some time and effort, but you should really consider this a serious marketing strategy for the business. So that's the sort of thing you need to be doing with your Dream 100 once you've found them. But what's to what end? What's the meaning of that? So if we head on to the next slide, we can just talk about you formed a relationship. now what? So after some time of commenting and engaging with the same people and business accounts on a regular basis, they're going to start to notice. They're going to start seeing your name in the notifications every day or every few days or however often it is. And they're going to start to recognize it. Every time you comment, they're like, oh, they did it again. They did it again. They're going to start to see your name and they're going to start to kind of form a connection with that. Here is where they might even follow you back and they might start engaging with your posts too. That's where kind of a relationship has been formed there. I think it's safe to say you've built a relationship and you're in a comfortable position where you could potentially reach out to them, or they might even reach out to you. They clearly see it as a good fit if they're following you back and if they're engaging with you. They share some of your ideals and beliefs. This is where you can then go ahead and actually kind of leverage that relationship, I suppose, and help them and they can help you. And there's various things you can kind of go from here. Podcasting. It's a great webinars. You can have them on your podcast or you can appear on theirs. Hosting them on yours can provide valuable information and content to your listeners, while appearing in theirs introduces you to their audience. It's kind of mutually benefit that way. Link building is another huge one, a way of having links to each other's websites or products or stores or whatever it might be on your kind of page. Backlinks obviously is a great help for SEO, but also a way of just sending traffic to each other, as long as you're not stepping on each other's feet. And there's loads of different ways to kind of cash in on this relationship once you've kind of formed it and grow from there. But it really depends on your business and what will benefit you and how you think you can help them, how you think they can help you, and most importantly, how you can both help your own individual clients and customers. So I think that's kind of the essence of Dream 100, what it is, how to find yours, and once a little template you can go away and use and change up, engaging with them, what sort of thing you want to be doing, what sort of thing you definitely don't want to be doing, and then at the end of it, some ideas or examples of how you can go with that. And I use the first choice example of how we use our Dream 100 to grow from there. So you've got that.
Fantastic, Dave. That's been super useful. I think the key thing for me is to sort of add in there is, whilst you want to sell products, it's about your brand. Who's already working with people that are relevant to your brand. We've got one client that's basically sells dog toys, and they've done something with their Instagram where they do Instagram takeovers. So what happens is a dog page or a dog Instagram page or brand, basically they basically take over the Instagram. So they take a load of photos throughout the day. They then put their the brands then puts the dogs stories on for the day, and it's just a story takeover. So all that happens is you're bringing somebody else onto your story. You're exposing their brand to your brand, and vice versa. It costs no one anything to really do. It's really straightforward. It's really simple, and it's a great way of increasing your market share and sharing that information with each other. I think you need to think vertically and horizontally about what you do and how you can get your products in front of the right people. Podcasting, webinar, if you sell, again, let's stick with the dog products. If you sell dog products, why not have a podcast that talks about dog training and having, you could be selling crates and beds and toys and everything else that goes with it, and perhaps niching down into obstacle courses or whatever it happens to be. But you've got to start niching into your market and then thinking about who those dream people are. If you know who the #1 dog trainer is in the world, get them on your podcast, because they're going to have people who have got dogs. You see where I'm going? It's about linking the brand, the people, and everything else. And while you can link to individual customers, you want to link to brands. You want to link to have partnerships where you can work out magic with what you're doing in order to make things to get your product out there. Unboxing videos we talked about in a few videos ago. How can you use that influencers that are already working with your target market and get them to do an unboxing video and an introduction to it. That's really, really key, using those influencers to basically help you to drive your business forward. All right. Once you've got that product, getting the product is the easy part. Getting out and marketing, getting in front of people. Everyone's product is sellable. It's just getting that product in front of the right people at the right time, So they go, oh, what an amazing product, that feels great, and so on. Yeah, really, really key. All right, good. Dave, thank you very much. We haven't had any questions in today, so that's really great. So I'm going to skip straight over that, if that's okay. So things we've covered today, we've looked at what the Dream 100 is. We've talked about how you can find yours, how to engage them, building relationships. We've answered some questions. Now, next in the series, we've only got 2 more to go. We're going to be talking about the Amazon Pan EU program. Now, whilst it's an Amazon program, you know, this is one of the steps in your expansion. It's about getting your products fulfilled from other countries so you can expand your reach. You can really start getting next day delivery in all of those countries. And whether you do that for Amazon or for your own website, this is what we need to be working towards next, really starting to push you to the next level. So we're going to talk about what it is, when to do it, how it works, who should do it, who shouldn't do it. And we'll be joined by one of our VAT team to make that happen. Excuse me. Lastly, thank you very much for giving up your valuable time. Thank you to Dave for putting this together and giving up his valuable information so you can successfully expand into the EU. As always, here's our information. You contact us at support@globalecomexperts.com, along with our phone number and obviously all the usual social channels. So thank you very much. We hope you have an amazing evening or amazing day, afternoon, wherever you are, in whichever time zone you're watching this. Thank you for giving up your time, and we look forward to working with you and speaking with you in the future. Thank you.